Hey y'all, I'm Chance Priest doing another film review. Today, our review, I have one of these collector's pack that's like, whatever, $6 at Walmart. I don't know, I've owned it forever. Anyway, no glasses of course, but it comes with a whole bunch of movies. I have 2 or 3 of these ones on sword and sandal flicks, and if you know me at all, I love sword and sandal flicks. I love movies made in Italy. I'm a big Italian movie buff, but I like their horror, and I love their action stuff. So good. I watched Hercules. Great, can't find it. Okay, Hercules and the Captive Women from 1961 with Reg Park. Okay, Reg Park's a monster, man. I mean, he's one of the biggest bodybuilders they had back in those days. Because even like Steve Reeves here on the cover, he was bigger. I mean, he was humongous. Anyway, I love these movies so much in general. A lot of people go like, oh, well, they're this or that. The dubbing, the dubbing throws everybody off. Always does. Sorry, my wife just brought in a cheeseburger and then some Italian cream cake, and it was just like insane good. So I'm still thinking of that. Anyway, I started watching this, and granted, there are some of the sword and sandals that are a little like, a little, I mean, there's ones better than this one, but, anyway, just like everything, there's good ones, bad. But if you get into the genre, it's man, it's so good. I don't really know why it was called Hercules and the Captive Women, because there was only one captive woman when he washed up on shore. And what's really cool, she was trapped by sand. She was like this, and like sand was all over, like, she was trapped. It was really awesome. I mean, Hercules, of course, he did the stuff you'd expect. I mean, here's what I love. These movies are so freaking artistic. Like, everything is handmade. The sets are nuts. Now, granted, when you buy, this is almost the only way you can buy these dang things is on these real cheap discs. And those discs, man, they're like, I just had a massive deja vu that I did this already. I hope I didn't. But anyway, these sets, it's not real crappy quality. It's like off a 16 millimeter print, and it's not very good. I wish I could buy all these like on Blu-ray in bad to the bone, what they call all restored and everything. Anyway. You want, what do they say? Want in one hand, shit in the other, see which one fills up first. So, Anyway, so, oh man, he does stuff like he held back an entire galleon that was rowing, nonstop, and he held it with a big old chain. It's freaking incredible. I mean, it was like, and the thing is, there's no damn computer, man. There's none of that junk. They have a real galleon. There's a real chain. And he's really, granted he ain't really pulling it, but I mean, he's pulling on it. But anyway, so, he constantly asks help from the gods, and then they give him help. It's just, it's like, Jason the Argonauts, Jason always asks for help. It's similar to that. But anyway, where he goes to Atlantis, and on Atlantis he runs into all kinds of magical creatures and stuff. Like this one dude that was turned into, he turned into a lion, and then he would turn into a snake, and then he would turn into a giant vulture, and then he would turn into he turned into this really crazy lizard monster, big old, and it was cool because Hercules got to whoop each one of them, and just kill them, Anyway, he ended up killing the dude itself. But anyway, he goes on and he goes in there and he meets the queen. Of course, she's incredibly hot, and then and he's kind of like, kind of a Romeo, He's like, oh, I love you, but the whole time he's thinking, yeah, what are you up to? And anyway, so his son's stowed away on a ship. I mean, all this stuff happens, but man, it just is like one killer thing after another, and all these sets are incredible. There's this temple with this god like holding up the temple inside, a carving, and it was incredible. At the end, they wrecked the whole temple, and it was just like, it makes you want to make those type of movies. You like the whole time. I'm just fascinated watching every single. I'm watching every corner because everything's carved and beautiful, and I look at it this way. If I watched this movie and I was stuck in some freaking, POW camp, some prison or something, literally, the thought of making this movie could keep me alive for years. I would just be like, I mean, it's that good, And granted, there's ones way better, But I mean, this one was really good because you had the monsters, you had supernatural crap, you had legions of these soldiers that they were like albino soldiers, freaking awesome, They were in the Spartan wear, but this Spartan wear was different. It was like nothing I've ever seen. It's almost like spacey, and he just killed them by the truckloads, and hell, at one point they killed a whole bunch of people, and I bet there was 200 extras laying on the ground inside this temple. It was impressive. Anyway, man, stuff like this just jogs my imagination. Of course, like I always say, I don't go into a movie already thinking about how corny it's going to be or how crappy. I go in there with just like, little kids' eyes. I go in there with, I go into movies with like 5-year-old eyes, like, oh, and I mean, I'm into it. I don't have to make myself into it. I just totally get into it. I got so into it, I started drawing, and I drew a new monster. I don't even know if you can see it in the deal. But anyway, I drew a new monster and a whole story around it. And I've already drawn this and like 3 other big old pictures. And I was just like, and now I'm going to sculpt it. So it's like, and what's funny is that monster, there's nothing that even looks like that in there. It just did something to my brain. So, man, Hercules and the Captive Women. Highly recommend it. Of course, try to find a good copy of it. There's just so much going on through the whole thing it's just got it all, and the sets and the props and the costuming, and I thought the acting was great. I mean, but of course you get that crappy dubbing, but there ain't nothing you can do about it, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, that's the film review that I mean, I can just honestly say, if you have any imagination at all, if you love old movies with killer fun stuff, you'll love this movie. Thumbs up.